Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, which number will be located closest to 12? Use the number line to locate the points. Okay, so what is it that I'm looking for? Well, I want to find a number, right, that will be the closest to 12. Okay, very good. So let's look at the number line. I do see that I have an 11, a 12, and a 13, right? And then I see a lot of little lines in between. So those lines represents a decimal, right? So if you want to think about what numbers would those be, well, think about the spaces, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, right? So each one of those will be counted by what? Think about like 1/5, right? That would be 0.2. Okay, so I'm gonna be counting by 0.20. Okay, so this will be 11.2 or 11.20, however you feel more comfortable with. This will be 11.40, 11.60, 11.80, right? And then the next one will be 0.20 more, and that will be a 12. Okay, so I'm not writing all of them in one side so that I have a space to write so that you can see the numbers. So this will be what? 12.20, 12.40, 12.60. Hold on. What color was that? Red, right? And then this one is a 12.80. And of course, that will be a 13. So now that I see a little bit a better idea of my numbers, right? Then I'm going to look at my numbers that are given to me. And of course, I do need a calculator, right? And if you wish, you can just choose the first two numbers after the decimal so that we can use it as money. I think a lot of the times money makes a lot more sense, right? So let's go ahead and do the first one. Go ahead and find the square root of 164, okay? If you input that in the calculator, you're gonna get an approximation of 12.8 or 12.80, right? Now I have that one in my number line. So I can go ahead and do it already since my number is exactly there. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw like a little point. And of course, I'm gonna write down a label, and that's my M. Is that close enough to 12? It's kind of far away, right? So I am gonna do something right now. I'm gonna put an arrow here because that's my targeted number, right? I'm comparing the space all the way to 12, right? So that's kind of far away, but we'll see the rest. What about N? 4 times pi. What's the approximation for that? Well, that is very close to 12.56. So I'm gonna come back to my number line. And if this is 12.40 and this is 12.60, then 56 has to be very close to that one right there. Is that right? It's closer to the 0.60. And this will be N. Okay, so that's a little bit closer than M, right? Okay, what about O? The approximation, find me the square root of 120. And that's very close to 10.95. Okay, so that's a little bit to the left of 11, right? Yes, it will be somewhere over here. And this will be my O. What do you think? That's further away? It seems like it, right? Yes. And the last one is the square root of 140. And that is very close to 11.83. Isn't it $11.83? Look, I have 1180 right here. So $11.83 has to be to the right. Somewhere over here, right? And this will be P. So I think we can clearly see right now that P is the closest to 12. Agree on that? Because it's only this much space, look. That much to reach 12. And all the other ones are very much further than that, right? Very good. So therefore, point P is the closest to 12. And that's letter D. Very good.